the Prime Minister of the State of Israel.
Netanyahu received a hero's welcome from members of Congress, a packed chamber despite dozens of Democratic lawmakers boycotting the speech. He'd invited the families of hostages still being held by Hamas in Gaza and reiterated the Israeli refrain that the war could end tomorrow.
The war in Gaza could end tomorrow if Hamas surrenders, disarms, and returns all the hostages. But if they don't, Israel will fight until we destroy Hamas's military capabilities, end its rule in Gaza, and bring all our hostages home. That's what total victory means, and we will settle for nothing less.
A war that has killed over 39,000 people and injured close to 90,000, with the UN estimating that 17,000 children are unaccompanied in the enclave that has become hell on earth for Palestinians stuck there. As the PM took aim at the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, Karim Khan, and his efforts to seek arrest warrants for Netanyahu and his defense minister for alleged war crimes.
The prosecutor of the International Criminal Court has shamefully accused Israel of deliberately starving the people of Gaza. This is utter, complete nonsense. It's a complete fabrication. I want to thank all of you here today who forcefully opposed the false accusations of the ICC and stood up for the truth. These lies are not only libelous, they're downright dangerous. The ICC is trying to shackle Israel's hands and prevent us from defending ourselves. And if Israel's hands are tied, America is next. And I'll tell you what else is next. The ability of all democracies to fight terrorism will be imperiled. That's what's on the line. So let me assure you, the hands of the Jewish state will never be shackled. Israel will always defend itself.
Referring to thousands of protesters that have been a constant presence over his multi-day trip to the United States, including around the congressional precinct where he was speaking, and those protests that have proliferated university campuses throughout the United States in opposition to the war, he accused them of standing with Hamas and of being Iran's useful idiots.
These protesters stand with them. They should be ashamed of themselves. They refuse to make the simple distinction between those who target terrorists and those who target civilians, between the democratic state of Israel and the terrorist thugs of Hamas. The outrageous slanders that paint Israel as racist and genocidal are meant to delegitimize Israel, to demonize the Jewish state, and to demonize Jews everywhere. And no wonder we've witnessed an appalling rise of anti-Semitism in America and around the world. My friends, whenever and wherever we see the scourge of anti-Semitism, we must unequivocally condemn it and resolutely fight it, without exception.
While there were no disruptions during his speech, Palestinian-American Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib held up signs accusing the PM of being a war criminal and guilty of genocide, while several dozen Democratic lawmakers were absent.
Netanyahu is a right-wing extremist and a war criminal who has devoted his career to killing the prospects of a two-state solution and lasting peace in the region. He should not be welcomed to the United States Congress. On the contrary, his policies in Gaza and the West Bank should be roundly condemned, and his right-wing extremist government should not receive another nickel from U.S. taxpayers.
Netanyahu also told Congress that Israel did not seek to resettle Gaza, but that for the foreseeable future, it must retain overriding security control to prevent a resurgence of terror and ensure that Gaza never again posed a threat to Israel. He'll meet President Biden on Thursday. Sherwin Bryce, SABC News, New York.